Hello, everybody. Happy June 21st. How's everybody doing today?
Awesome.
Good morning, Rick.
Woo! Listen to this.
Happy
Enthusiastic,
Monday.
Energetic. Yes, exactly, too, right? Happy Monday. All right. It's a beautiful day to be alive, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful and hot.
Yeah. Well, listen, we always, what the thing is, we always talk about the weather, whether it's good, bad, and different. I've never heard so many people say this winter, I'm cold. All right, hold on one second, folks. All right, I just muted you all. I love listening to you guys. I hate muting you, but for the recording, it does come across much better. So, Marie, if you could hit *6 on your phone and just let me know when you have.
Got it.
There she is, and you sound great, too. So, ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, we have from Equity Title, Marie Harrod this morning. Marie, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thanks. I love Mondays.
Yeah.
It's like a clean slate for the week.
I agree. Remember that song? I don't like Mondays, tell me why. All right, you got to be. Remember that song?
I don't, but I'm your age, but I don't.
Wow, that was an 80s. Okay, so I used to, when I was back in southern New Hampshire, we had my place up north at the ski area, there was a band, and they were actually called 80s One-Hit Wonders. Now, if you look at pop and rock from the 80s, there's a gigantic amount of one-hit wonders, and whatever that band was one of them. That song, I Don't Like Mondays. Anyway, enough useless trivia.
Exactly.
All right, Marie, so tell us a little about yourself, how long you've been doing this, and all that good stuff, please.
So I have been in Vegas for 26 years doing title and escrow. I came from Indiana. I'm a Purdue Boilermaker, and then came out here I used to come out here as a kid with my family every year. And so Las Vegas wasn't new to me. And so my parents came out here, and my dad said, hey, come on out. So we did, and the rest is history. I've been doing escrow. I ran an escrow desk back before the builders decided to open up their own title companies. I did a lot of the builder business. And then got in on the residential marketing side, and I truly love it. I love being in front of the agents and just watching them get excited, especially the new ones when they've got a transaction and when a farm pans out. So I really enjoy that piece of it.
It really is fun, isn't it? I enjoy the same thing. It's helping people get from where they are to where they want to go, and helping them in that process is a completely
when the light bulb comes on. Yeah, the light bulb comes on, and you can see it, and they're like, oh, I get it now. So I love that piece of it.
I totally agree with you, Marie. And wouldn't it be great if all of them knew that I have never met an agent who doesn't keep going, that the light bulb doesn't eventually come on. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. I didn't know what title insurance was when I came out here to Las Vegas. I didn't even own a home. So I went right into the title insurance industry, and they're riddling off all kinds of words, and I had no clue. And then I bought my first house, and I was like, oh, I get it.
I get it. Yes.
Yes,
all right, cool.
Yes.
All right, so tell us, so from Equity Title's point of view, let's just handle the market first. What are you guys seeing? How crazy is this market for you guys?
Well, we're just seeing more creative things on a contract. The sellers are kind of ruling the roost, and so, working with agents, helping them get listings. But we're seeing just some creative stuff on the buyer's side. Buyers are offering to pay commissions, or offering to pay transfer tax, they're paying their portion of the escrow fee or the full portion of the escrow fee. So we're seeing just a lot of that kind of different stuff. On the lending side, we haven't had too many issues with respect to, lenders being able to perform or getting us what we need. So we haven't seen a ton of that on our end. Notices of default, everybody thinks that's the gravy train that's coming, and I don't necessarily believe that's the case. So we're not seeing a ton of anything like that kind of flow through. Have a short sale that we're trying to close. So we haven't had one of those with one of the girls in quite some time, but we've got a seller who's bringing in some cash on that one. So that one was a little bit different. But right now it's just, hugely a seller's market. And again, really creative stuff on the contract. So I would urge agents, if there's a contracts class out there, if there's a great negotiating class out there right now, try to get in all of that stuff, because that's really what's kind of pushing people a little bit forward, is what they're putting in that contract, how they're kind of negotiating.
Yeah, good. Yeah, and it's just as luck may have it, this week at Success Series, I'll be talking about negotiating on Friday. So you guys, one of you lovely ladies will be my interview on Wednesday. I don't know who Rhonda picked for Wednesday, but one of you guys is coming for my interview on Wednesday, right here in the bullpen at St. Rose. So I might as well just throw my shameless plug in. We have Success Series going on this week, ladies and gentlemen. If you're in Nevada, it's for CE. Register online. If you're in Arizona or California, it's on Google Hangouts. And if you happen to be in the lovely state of Nevada, you can actually show up live in the bullpen at St. Rose. Live is good today, right, Marie? Right, Marie?
Oh my goodness, yes. And Berkshire does so many trainings and provides so much education that, one of the things that I always tell the new agents is take every bit of that you can get. Not every brokerage does that. And so if you have a brokerage that's offering that prospecting, I know at the Sahara office every morning, even on Saturday. So if those things are being offered, I truly encourage the agents to kind of jump in there and dive in on that, because a lot of times agents go, oh, well, I didn't know. Well, I didn't really use this to its fullest. Or, when you have a brokerage that's offering all of that and there's good teamwork there, on Saturday mornings, there's 7 or 8 people at the Sahara office. They've got donuts and they're prospecting. And so they kind of try to make it fun. So I would encourage agents, if you're feeling kind of stale, if you're feeling like you need a little bit of a refresher or just some practice, to jump in on those prospecting calls if your offices are doing those, and really kind of work with those other agents, and it makes it a lot funner. And it's not the funnest thing sometimes for some people, but they do enjoy it on Saturdays. They try to make it a good time.
Cool. Well, that's awesome. I love it. I've heard that they have that going on. And I think last week they actually had a whole prospecting week, I think.
Every day, yeah. Usually, first thing in the morning is usually when they try to do it. And then I try to pop in on Saturdays if I know that they're going to be there, and just kind of see who's there and check in on them.
See that? So Sahara's taking the bull by the horns, and they're doing it themselves. I know, and Amanda and Suzanne told me they were doing it. That's incredible. I think Mary Coleman, is actually heading it up. She's going to be my Facebook interview one day coming up soon. I remember plugging her in.
She's great.
So she's great. Isn't she a bundle
she was there
of
every day
energy?
last week.
Yep. She what is she? A package of awesomeness. That's, as a matter of fact, when we had a Halloween party, that's what she came as, a package of awesomeness.
How cute. Well, all roads lead to Mary when it comes for prospecting and whatnot. So
that is so true. And then we have the Success Center at St. Rose available for everybody in all markets, all markets actually to use as well too. And it's on Google Hangouts with Jamal running that now too. So it's going really well.
Oh yeah, he's amazing too.
He is great. I tell Marcus all the time.
Just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he's great. I tell Mark all the time, we have an incredible amount of talented people in this company. It's great to see it getting bigger and bigger every day. And then we have tremendous affiliates too, especially you ladies at
Oh my goodness, I know. Amazing.
Huh? So tell us a little bit about the awesomeness that you sprinkle about for our agents at Berkshire Hathaway, please.
Well, usually when I realize and I see that one of the agents has taken a listing, one of the first things that we all try to do is reach out and see what we can help them do with respect to that listing, from emails and phone numbers. I'm going to get some training on it, hopefully this week, but the title companies have been able to get occasional emails for people when they want to do some farming. Well, Remine now on the dashboard of the MLS allows agents to go pull their own email addresses for an area that they want to farm. So, but much like everything else, agents don't even realize that some of that stuff is available to them on the MLS dashboard, and even how that stuff works. So, helping them to be able to first market that listing. And we know that it doesn't take long to market those and get them sold. But how to go about letting that neighborhood know what's going on and that you are going to do an open house. So first start is, helping them figure out if they've got that listing, how they're going to market it, what are they going to do to market it, whether it's social media, whether it's an email flyer, whether it's a postcard if they choose to do that. And then, open houses. On Saturday or on Sundays for agents from my Sahara office, if they're doing an open house, I go into open houses on Sundays. I'll hang out. I never want anyone to do one by themselves. And so for safety. So we couldn't really help a lot during the pandemic because they tried to limit people in the home, which we totally understood. Right. So we try to pop in on Sundays just to kind of, be a second person there with them, bring along some marketing materials that maybe we couldn't have done over that year. So I enjoy doing that. It gives me time to sit with the agent and chat with them. But as busy as they are now, sometimes it's crowd control. We've got people outside, so, we're kind of keeping everybody outside excited about getting inside. So some of that is a little bit of crowd control, but they can always use a little bit of help with that. So, your social media, so many agents when doing their business plans this year talked about making social media kind of more in the forefront of kind of where they wanted to go this year and do a little bit more on that. And agents are okay to do that, but then they just don't know what to put on, right? I'm okay to do it. I've got my commitment. I got it on my calendar, but what do I put on there? So, trying to give them some ideas and some content. And video is so big, as we all know. People love to watch a video. So getting agents comfortable with video, I'll go out with them and we'll do some video some places and watch it and see if they like it and work on it some more. So it's really just letting them know that you don't have to be perfect. Nobody wants you to be perfect. They want to see the nitty gritty, right? They want to see that, I did an open house with Denise Cecina and there was rats when we walked in the door on the stairs. That's what people want to see.
Wow.
We weren't alone.
I actually think that people love, so like you just said, don't be perfect. That's such a big point because I actually think that people know, ultimately I know I'm not perfect. And I think most people like to see, even when you're doing a video, that you're not perfect. It makes them, it attaches them to you. They love the authenticness. They love when you're being vulnerable because it really tells them, look at this person, not afraid to get out there and mix it up. I love it. And then after you've been doing videos for, just a short period of time, you really become used to doing them. It's really not that big of a deal.
Absolutely. Not at all. And look, we all watch those shows, Hoarders, Buried Alive, right? So those people, we're all sitting glued to the TV and it's a hot mess, but we're watching it.
Yeah.
So, it's okay. Show those homes that you walk into that you're going to have to get, the dump truck out to get a bunch of stuff out of there. That's what people want to see. They don't want to see that every home is beautiful and every agent looks amazing and every agent drives an amazing car. And they just want to see normal people and what our or your normal daily routine is. And you just have to be comfortable doing it. And that's really just what people want to see. But if you try to be perfect, you'll never push a video out.
Yeah. Well, you'll never be perfect anyway because it's impossible to obtain.
Yeah. I mean, it'll just never happen. If that's what you're waiting for, a perfect video, then you just won't get one done. So.
I agree. So, so now you said something about Remind. So you're telling me that in the MLS alone, they can find phone numbers and all that good stuff right on the MLS?
Yes, and it's my understanding that they can go in, much like our website, Equity NV, where you can go in and kind of draw an area, or on the MLS if you were going to search for comps, and you can draw an area. It's my understanding it's just the same as that. And then you have the ability to get emails as well. So, and again, so many of those little things on the dashboard of the MLS, agents don't even know what's on there. The RPR button is an amazing button on the MLS, and agents have no idea what RPR is. So, kind of hopefully, and I know Suzanne has taught that RPR class in the past, but the new folks, they just don't know what some of that stuff is. And so again, your association is providing really cool tools on your MLS dashboard. So like I said, I just encourage the agents to learn that stuff and use it. Maybe you don't like it, but at least you know it's there. Like the VAC, you might not use every bell and whistle in the VAC, but pick and choose the ones that you do want to use, and that stuff is amazing. So agents, I don't have time to sit and do that. Sure you do. You have an hour on a Saturday or an hour during the evening. just pick one thing on there and just learn it and practice it. So it's just really important when a brokerage gives you that kind of stuff that you at least try to use the tools they're giving you.
Yeah, when they tell me they don't have time, it always cracks me up because it's a full-time job. You should have time.
Right.
You just got to be tight about your schedule.
Absolutely. It was funny. We got a couple of orders in this weekend, and they were new agents at Berkshire. So yay to them. Not their first deal, but I think it was one of them. It was her second deal, and the other one probably 7 or 8. Well, they didn't attach the contract. They nicely filled in an email with all the information, but they didn't attach the contract. So I texted one of them this morning. I said, hey, when you get a second, just send over that contract. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I ran out of time. And I thought, ran out of time where?
Right. There's no such thing.
How do you run out of time? Just attach it.
Wait a minute. You're not deceased. We're talking right now, so you couldn't have run out of time.
Right. I'm like, is there a time frame on that I'm not aware of? So, but I do see some of the new agents that are getting some of those deals in the door. So yay for them because they're there. They're prospecting. They're working it. I see them. And then unfortunately, there's agents that I haven't seen since the pandemic. So hopefully they're doing something, maybe just on their own, but hopefully they'll pop back in and jump back in it again. But if you're out there and you're working it, it will happen.
It surely will. And you said some good stuff there. The VAC. Now, you ladies, whether they're talking to you or Brittany or Rhonda, you guys understand the VAC pretty well and how to meld it with the stuff that you guys are already doing too, which is great. Tell them a little about that.
Yes. Yeah, we were kind of tasked to be able to learn that so that we can help the agents. When an agent gets a farm from us, it's in a format that can be loaded into the VAC. So for the new agents, we can sit with them. We can help them get that uploaded into the VAC, get all their columns situated so that they have the information. And then a lot of the things that we can do for them market-wise, they can upload into the VAC, attach those to those emails. We just got the market reports for May. So those just came out last week. So the appreciation maps, those have been huge because I think it was you that said at Sahara last week. No one's going to yell at you when you tell them that they have appreciated 12% over the last year. Right?
Right.
So to take those appreciation maps, if you're going to walk a neighborhood, and I kind of am of the mindset like you and Mark. I love to talk to people. So I would be in a neighborhood. I would probably not be the one that's calling on the phone. I like to be face-to-face. You can have so many different conversations, and you never know where the conversation's going to go once you say good morning, right? So for me, I enjoy that. And so being able to give the agents, positive things that they can take out into a neighborhood kind of really gets rid of all of those, the skepticism from some of those people that still may think that, this isn't going to last and, it's going to crash again and all this other stuff. So we just got those new marketing reports. So I know a lot of the agents get those appreciation maps and use them in their open houses, use them as something to post in their social media every month. So we try to give them 2 or 3 things a month that they can put on their social media that's just always going to be there that they don't have to think about. And then a couple other things sprinkled in, and they're good for, the month of social media. And, helping them to schedule that social media. There's some really great tools out there, Hootsuite, for example, that you can schedule your social media posts. And so, again, anything that you can do automated, your VAC allows you to do drip campaigns automatically. You can set up your social media automatically. So all of those things still allow you to be in front of your folks, but not really in front of your folks hitting the send button, right? You're doing what you guys do best. You're prospecting, you're door knocking. So all of that automation is really great. And so we're also happy to help them set all of that up too through the VAC.
So listen to that. So you can have, the lovely ladies, Marie here from Equity, helping you guys. You also have my assistant, Sydney, who can help you guys. You have, you have your managers. I mean, you really, like you just said, if you really want to get a farm started, if you really want to get your sphere, once you set this up once, it's automated. It's going to be paying you over and over and over again. A lot of you are full-time in real estate. The pandemic is behind us pretty much. Everything's opened up. Look at the people moving to Nevada, Arizona, California. There just is a lot of movement going on now. And for a number of reasons, right, Maria, like for instance, you guys, your numbers this year as far as closings, have they been really consistent through the end of May?
So I'm just going to tell you, for probably the past, even during the even in the thick of the pandemic, like we were, as far as equity goes, we were outnumbering ourselves from past years every month, and we're still doing it. So, we, as a company for equity, we have been exceeding monthly any of the goals that we have set for us, and exceeding from last year as well. So,
and still to this day, still this week, the closing numbers are still incredible, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. And again, it all comes down to those last couple of days. I know last month, the day before the last day of the month, one of the escrow officers had 10 sets of loan docs come in that weren't even scheduled to close that month.
Right.
So, yeah.
Jeez.
So, sometimes people have been sitting on the fence and waiting, and now all of a sudden it's coming to fruition. I do have a lot of agents that are consistent with their farming. And so they really are out there trying to get those listings and talking to people. And so, getting more of those in, we've got the Equity Advantage program. So when they take those listings, we actually do the prelim. And I say actually do the prelim because I'm pretty sure 75% of those in the MLS have not started the prelim, even though they said they have. And so we actually do that. And I encourage the agents to upload that prelim into the document section of the MLS. It gives you such credibility that you actually do have that property work started. Because like I said, so many of them, they don't. They just put that in the MLS because they know that the agent's going to go, okay, they must have already started something. So we do actually get the prelim done and then upload it into the document section so agents can really look at it. I think it'd be amazing if I had a buyer who really had a short amount of time to get into a home or a short amount of time to write an offer over a weekend. I'd love to be able to see that prelim to know what we're looking at. Is this going to be a long close? We don't really have a long time to close. So as a realtor, I would love to be able to see a prelim before I could get into that.
Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
And like you just said, because, we know that the title's already started, and if there was any issues, it would have come up by now. So it's a great idea.
Right.
Great
if I see a tax lien, I'm telling my buyer we probably shouldn't work on this house because we don't have time for the seller to fix a tax lien issue, because a lot of times those things will take a little bit longer. Child support, tax liens, things like that sometimes tend to take a little bit longer when you're doing some of that stuff.
Like a stick in the spokes.
Exactly. A hitch in the get along.
Hitch in the get along. Okay, is that a term from? Now, where are you from originally again? Indiana.
Indiana. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably a little Indiana.
Now I have to ask you. The Boilermaker, is that, okay, so the Boilermakers, is that, why are they called the Boilermakers? Not because of the drink, right?
No, but I can tell you if you go there, it is a requirement that you do drink those every now and again.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right. Yeah.
My father-in-law he's a Purdue Boiler. I mean, I just got a lot of that in my family, but coming from Indiana, that is one of the top, they're in IU. ISU was my hometown college back in Indiana, where Larry Bird actually went to school and played basketball.
Ooh.
So, exactly.
One of my favorite men from Boston, for the Celtics.
Yeah. My dad was actually his academic advisor when he played basketball at ISU to help him pass his courses so that he could stay on the team.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. Larry was not the sharpest tool in the Indiana shed.
I've heard that. Yes. That's true.
But a super cool human being,
right?
so yeah, super cool human being.
He's a super nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So limited time here. We have 5 minutes left. So tell them, put your real estate hat on for a second. Let's pretend you were an agent with all the tools and wonderfulness you know. What would be the 3 top things you tell them to focus on?
So I would focus on, as we already talked a little bit about, pushing out some social media and video into neighborhoods that I want to concentrate on. So find your spot, find your areas, use the turnover report, ask Brittany or myself or Jamie or Rhonda, do your research. Sometimes people just say, I'm going to send out 10,000 postcards and I hope something sticks. Maybe that's great for them. I'm more of a researcher. I'm more of a niche person. I'm going to find those people that I specifically want to target. So first off, find your areas, do the research, know where you want to go into. Yes, you may add some areas on if you're going to take a listing maybe in a different area, if you're going to do an open house in a different area, but have your specific spots where you are going to plant your seed and really farm those areas. Be consistent. It doesn't matter if you're prospecting. It doesn't matter if you're door knocking. It doesn't matter if you're mailing. You have to be consistent, and that is one of the biggest things that I see that agents are not. They're really great for a week. They're great on their social media for a month, and then they stop. So get a calendar, get a separate calendar, mark your social media stuff. If you use Google calendars, change up your colors. You know, you can make colors for your Google calendar that's for your personal time. Make colors for your social media time. You can look at a glance and see, I've got way too much personal time on my calendar, or I have way too much whatever on my calendar. So use those things and be consistent. And farming. So before we do get off of here, I do have a little secret farming tip, and the only people that will know about it are the people on this call. So
nice. Let's hear it.
I know. Yes. So I got a lot of folks wanting to deal with probate, and there are some areas out there, Rebo Gateway, you can get probate leads, etc. You find out who has passed away, but you have to do a ton of research. You don't know if there's still a wife or a spouse in the home who may be keeping the home. You don't really know if the home is empty, where the children are, if there are even children. Well, now we have that deed upon death, right? So you can record the deed upon death before you pass, and it says who you're giving that property to. Now, once you pass, you record an affidavit with the death certificate that at that point truly transfers it to that specific person. That person has 18 months before they can sell that home. So a realtor has 18 months to reach out to that person because their address is on the deed, their name is on the deed, and so they have 18 months to reach out to that person, send them some marketing reports, get them information about the neighborhood, do a net sheet, do a CMA on it. So you have 18 months to market to that person in hopes that once they are able to sell it. The 18 months is for creditors through the whole probate process. So creditors can come back and make sure if there's anything outstanding that those are all handled prior to. But you can find all of that information actually right on the recorder's website. So if anybody is interested in that, I know Brittany and I help agents do that. I'm not sure if Jamie or Rhonda have jumped on that yet, but if anybody has a question or is wanting to know how to find that information on the recorder site, then let Brittany or myself or Rhonda or Jamie know, and we'll make sure they know how to go on there and show them how to do that.
Gotcha. Okay. Awesome stuff. So there we go. Great stuff. Really appreciate, Marie, you taking your time out today. Once again, everybody, Success Series. Yeah. So I really appreciate you taking your time out. Very great information. And, it just goes to show that you guys are really organized, and especially in today's world, our affiliates are always really important. To me, as a real estate agent, when I was selling, the most important part was once I, gave it to Equity Title as a closing, I didn't have to worry about it. You guys took it over. Same with, when we give our properties to our mortgage company as well. Same thing.
Right.
Okay. Axia,
it's all about
I use John. Whenever I buy, I've done 4 or 5 of my own transactions since I've been here. John, Axia, to you guys, closing, never have a problem. And my little joke with Equity is, and I always get change. I always get money back from my closing.
Well, and it's about the team that you choose, right? Your team can make or break you. And so escrow is the last train, or is the last car on the train, and that's what people remember. Sure. So you have to make sure that the people that you're working with are leaving a really good impression on your clients, because that's the last thing that your clients remember.
That's so true. Well,
Yay.
We love you guys. You guys are the best. Keep it rocking. Look forward to working with you guys forever. Once again, guys, Marie Harrod from Equity Title. Thanks, Marie, for your time today.
Have a great week, everybody.
You too. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.